The whole of creation has rhythms built into it. There's birth, growth, death, decay. It's a rhythm, and the decay feeds the growth of the next generation. There's winter, spring, summer, and fall. All you've got to do is, oh, that's a song I'm thinking of. Winter, spring, summer, and autumn. They come round in rhythm. And we follow the rhythm of the seasons, and we can't break those rhythms. Sometimes we get the whole rhythm in one day in this country, but that's Britain for you. But we have a rhythm in our daily life: work, rest, sleep. And you can try and stay awake and break that rhythm. But if you stay awake for more than, I think it's about 4 days, you die. I saw that on a TV programme, so it must be true. You cannot stay awake for too long. Eventually you fall asleep. You cannot stay awake. You must sleep. You'd be a fool to try and break that rhythm. You wouldn't want to, would you? Because sleep's good for you, and you know it is. And in the same way, you have a weekly rhythm, which God says, look, here's my law. Do it, and your life will work. Break it, and it'll be like not going to sleep on a night. You'll think you can keep going for so long, but eventually it's going to catch up with you. It's going to ruin your life. So just fit in with the rhythm. Here's rhythm 1. That's what we're dealing with this week. Next week we'll look at rhythm 2, and the week after rhythm 3. But rhythm 1 is 6 days you should work. On the 7th day, you should rest. You knew it. Have a day off. Have a rest. Relax. Enjoy yourself. Take life easy. Do things that are fun. When you read in the Bible what the plan was, what God's idea of a Sabbath day was, a resting day, the day that we celebrate in this country on a Sunday, when you look at God's plan for it, it involves spending time with your family. Not travelling very far, just relaxing. Not getting on the roads and pounding the motorways. Not going into work or doing anything too strenuous. Just going easy and having those you love around you. Spending time with your family and your friends and enjoying each other's company. I remember the first time I went to Israel, and I didn't know what Sabbath would be like. I knew what Victorian English Sunday was like, and I thought it was probably going to be like that. I'd heard stories about people in North Leeds who were Jewish and who didn't even turn on the light switch on the Sabbath, and they'd pay somebody to come in and turn the lights on, and they were very strict, and they would only walk a little distance to synagogue. And I thought, oh, in Israel, where they're all Jewish, they're going to clamp down. They're not going to be able to move on the Sabbath. It's just going to be, everything's going to be shut, and there'll be nowhere to eat and nothing to do, and you'll just have to twiddle your thumbs. And this worry was intensified for me when it got towards Friday afternoon, and we were driving back into the town we were staying in, Netanya, on the coast. As we got back into the town, they put barricades up on the roads, on the main road, through the middle of the town. And I thought, they're going to close the roads so nobody can drive tomorrow. So we planned a day staying in, going on the beach that day. We said, we're not going to offend these people. They're obviously very strict about their Sabbath. And then it came to the evening when Sabbath started. And I realised the roads weren't closed to keep cars off, but because the people came out. It's a Mediterranean town. And on Sabbath evening, the whole town was out, walking up and down, meeting their family and friends, greeting each other. and enjoying each other's company. The shopkeepers had dressed the shop windows with new displays, ready to delight the fancy of the people going by. It was wonderful. They spent the time with their family. And they relaxed. And on the Saturday, they were all on the beach, having a party, relaxing together, playing games, having fun. It was Sabbath. It was a day to rest and chill out. God commands that you should have a day a week resting and enjoying your life. Why? Well, he gives us two reasons. When you read the Ten Commandments, in both sets of Ten Commandments, it appears twice, once in Deuteronomy and once in Exodus. Exodus is when the commandments are given. Deuteronomy is when Moses remembers back and says, I remember that day when I went up the mountain. It's just before he dies. But there's a different explanation in each of them. The two reasons God gives, and one carries one explanation, the other carries the other explanation. So in Deuteronomy chapter 5 and verse 15, it'll appear on the screen for those of you at home. It says, remember that you were slaves in Egypt, and that the Lord your God brought you out of there with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm. Therefore the Lord your God has commanded you to observe the Sabbath. In other words, you used to be a slave, and then you weren't allowed a day off because your master said you work 7 days. But now you're free. So you can take a day off when once a week you can have a day off, God says. Now some of you are saying, but you don't know my boss. My boss is a hard taskmaster. My boss would sack me if I didn't come in when he tells me to. My boss would be so angry with me. If I didn't work all the hours God sends, my boss would sack me. I'd be out on the street. Tell me this, who provides for you? Your boss or God? You see, if I'm so afraid of my boss sacking me that I'm going to disobey God, then I'm trusting my boss more than my God. If I really believe that God is going to care for me and look after me, then if I say to my boss, I'm not working 7 days a week, I want a rest day every week. And I find some constructive way in fulfilling everything my boss wants doing. I'm achieving this in 6 days. You need to let me have a day off. If I'm not able to do that, then I'm trusting my boss for my income, not my God. If your boss sacks you, will God let you down? I don't think so. The second reason that God gives, in Exodus chapter 20 and verse 11, he says, for in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea and all that's in them, but he rested on the seventh. In other words, God rests. He wants you to be like him. That's your ambition in life, isn't it? To be like God. If you want to be like God, if you want to live as he wants you to live, if you want to do as he does, then you need to rest as he does.